Hi, my name is George Fulton, and you're watching 19 Questions with Lifestyle Home. No, the Home Lifestyle. No, a Home Lifestyle. Home Love Lifestyle. A favourite holiday destination in Pakistan is Hunza. I just recently went, and it was absolutely stunning. It was God's own earth, really. It was beautiful. And for abroad, probably I like to go to Sri Lanka. Oh, mountains. Mountains, because it's just, you're away from it all. No, I never know what to buy, and I usually buy some trinket or something that I think will look good, and I bring it back and it just doesn't quite work in the home. I would say I underpack, my wife would say I overpack. Well, iPad, laptop, clothes, and toiletries. Well, I went travelling after my A-levels. I went for a gap year, and that was the first time I came to Pakistan in 1996. And I travelled up through Pakistan and then across the border into India, travelled all across India, then went to Thailand and Malaysia and Singapore. So that's probably the most adventurous of my travels. Oh, and Vietnam. That's also where I went. Vietnam. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka. We had a very romantic holiday there once here and there. Occasionally, I used to cook more. I'm very lazy. In Pakistan, you can get very lazy not to cook, but I do cook, yes. The last thing I cooked were these sort of spinach squares for my son, because we were trying to make him eat his greens, and this was a fun, different way of making him eat spinach. Halim is my favourite Pakistani food. I can eat it morning, noon and night, and international it's Italian. In my living room. The living room, there's a corner in the living room where I just love to sit and be. I think comfort, because ultimately, yes, you can have a home that looks stylish, but for the most part, it's going to be for you and your family. And I think it wants to feel comfortable. It needs to feel like a home. Otherwise, it can feel too clinical and too much like a museum piece. It's a comfort. There's a wing-tipped chair that I have that is called the Uncle Tobin chair, because it used to belong to a relative of mine back in the day, and he had bought it off David Lloyd George, who was a British Prime Minister in the early 20th century. He'd got it from, and that's a very comfortable chair that you can just sit in and sink into and while away the hours. I unwind by reading. I like to say I read a lot. I don't read as much as I used to, because unfortunately now, in these days and age, I unwind by reading on my phone and my iPad. So it should be reading books, but it's usually just surfing the net.
Do you exercise?
I do. I go for my exercise in the morning, and I do the elliptical trainer every morning. I've lived in Karachi, obviously. I've lived in London, and I've lived the rest of my time in the countryside. So only really London and Karachi. I speak one language well and two languages badly, Urdu and French.
So what's the
मेरी उर्दू बहुत खराब है, बहुत बुरी है. The last thing, what I'm currently reading at the moment, actually it was given to me for my birthday, and it was, I can't remember the name of the book. It's called something Unusual Type or Something Type. It's by Tom Hanks, the actor, and I never knew that he wrote, and it was given to me by someone. It's a series of short stories, and he actually writes exceedingly well. I can juggle. I used to juggle quite a lot, and I also used to use something called a diabolo, which is a sort of balancing thing that you just use with a stick and a rope. I used to be able to do that as well.